With its attempt to reach heaven by steps of its own making, Babylon, was the ultimate works religion. And so it has always been in Roman Catholicism. Salvation is unquestionably by works. Vatican II declares, quote, "To gain indulgences, the work prescribed must be done." From the most ancient times in the Church, good works were also offered to God for the salvation of sinners. All men may attain to salvation through faith, baptism, and the observance of the commandments, unquote. Clearly, good works play a key role in earning salvation in Catholicism, as even the average Catholic would testify. The Council of Trent, as reproposed by Vatican II, decreed, quote, "If anyone says that the sacraments of the new law are not necessary for salvation, and that without them men obtain from God through faith alone the grace of justification, let him be anathema," unquote. Unquestionably, by its practice of salvation through good works and ritual, Catholic Rome fits the description of the woman whose name is Babylon. John tells us that the name Babylon, emblazoned on the woman's forehead, is preceded by the word mystery. And again, mystery is the very heart of Roman Catholicism. Pope Paul VI encyclical on the Eucharist is titled Mysterium Fidei. Vatican II refers repeatedly to the mystery of the Eucharist. The Vatican's New Universal Catechism declares that all of the Church's liturgy is mystery, and that its aim is to initiate souls into the mystery of Christ. It is mystagogy, it says. By claiming to be the custodian of a mystery which only its priests and bishops can mediate, the Roman Catholic Church keeps its members dependent upon it rather than upon Christ for their salvation. John notes that the woman on the beast is clothed in purple and scarlet. Once again, the very colors of the Roman Caesars and also of the Roman Catholic hierarchy. The Catholic Encyclopedia declares cassock, also called soutane, the close-fitting ankle-length robe worn by the Catholic clergy as their official garb. The color for bishops and other prelates is purple, for cardinals scarlet. The woman riding the beast has a golden cup in her hand. A golden chalice is used in the Eucharist or Mass and is the holiest instrument in Roman Catholicism. John perceives that this golden chalice is filled with, quote, "the filthiness of her abominations," unquote. Could that be the Bible's view of the sacrifice of the Mass, which is the very heart of Roman Catholicism? Such was the conviction of hundreds of thousands of Christians throughout history who were burned at the stake for refusing to participate in the sacrifice of the Mass, which they earnestly believed was the greatest abomination conceivable. Why? Because it claims to be the literal sacrificial offering presented again and again of the body and blood of Christ, whereas the Bible clearly states that Christ's sacrifice upon the cross was completed once and for all, never to be repeated again. Quote, "Now once in the end of the world hath he appeared to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself." Hebrews 9:26. Catholicism claims that when at the Last Supper Christ said, "This is my body, this is my blood," he had to be taken literally. The bread and wine he held in his hands had, with those words, become his literal body and blood. And when the priest speaks those words today, the bread and wine become again Christ's literal body and blood, to be sacrificed endlessly on Catholic altars, as truly as Christ was sacrificed on the cross. Yet no one takes it literally when Christ said, "I am the door, I am the light of the world, I am the good shepherd," or when he called his disciples sheep. Christ was obviously speaking figuratively when he referred to bread and wine as his body and blood. There is no way that the bread could literally be his body when he was sitting there in his physical body holding it, much less could millions of tiny wafers each be simultaneously Christ's literal body, soul, personality, divinity, whole and entire, as Catholicism claims. That is not literalism, but mysticism, the mystery emblazoned on the woman's forehead. Christ said, "I am the bread of life. If any man eat of this bread, he shall live forever." John 6:48 and 51. Yet he was not referring to physical bread, nor did he refer to physical life and death. There's another grave error involved. Vatican II declares, "Our Savior at the Last Supper instituted the Eucharistic sacrifice of his body and blood." The Council of Trent agrees that Christ, at the Last Supper, offered up to God the Father his own body and blood under the form of bread and wine. If so, then he was sacrificed for the sins of the world at the Last Supper before he went to the cross, which is rank heresy. Indeed, he didn't need to endure the literal